Welcome to another episode of That's Hard Golf. It's another hole. I am Britt, aka Brit, and I'm here with,
Acee, the realest.
and we are happy to have you back. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. How about you?
It's good. It's been a good Tuesday.
What hole is this?
8, 9, 9.
Please don't yell. And you abandoned me last week, man. What happened?
You played golf and I didn't.
I played golf and you didn't.
Per usual.
Too much of a common theme around here. I played golf, you didn't. How you gonna get better?
Hoping and praying and wishing.
Hoping and praying and wishing. Hopefully y'all are not taking the hope and praying wishing route.
God got me.
To get better. But no worries, man. Hole 9. So we are rounding out the front 9 of our round 1 commitment. It's funny because I was talking with my good friend Tom, and he was like, why just one round? I'm like, dude, like that's all we gonna commit to. Like, you lucky we got Britt for a round for 18 episodes.
For real.
So, I'm just taking what I can get. But I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. So we are gonna wrap up the front 9 today, and then we'll take a little break. We're gonna take just a minor break, and we'll do a few things over that break. First of all, we're going to regroup. We're going to regroup so we can make our back 9 better than ever. And then, of course, next week we're going to Pinehurst so we can go to the U.S. Open. So looking forward to that content. Also, we're going to switch up the order a little bit today. We're actually going to start with new golfer, then go into our marriage topic, and we're actually going to end with pro golf. Are you fine with that?
Sure.
You got any gripes with that?
No.
You think we should keep the same order for consistency's sake?
I mean, I would think that for maybe hole 9, we would finish it out and then maybe switch it up on the back 9.
Nah. Executive decision. All right.
Lucky I'm here.
I'm not. You lucky I'm here.
You just said that you were lucky. That
I was saying that in jest, but the truth is, you should be lucky I'm here. Not only that I'm here, that
let's roll
I'm with
the tape
you,
back. Let's replay the tape.
That I have committed my life to you.
The red flag, the flag, throw the flag on the play.
But I'm not disputing.
Flag on the play.
I'm not disputing what I said. I'm just, you should just be happy that I'm in your home, if you're being honest. But let's get started. Let's get started on the new golfer segment. New golfers, and we've talked about a lot. Fix your face, first of all. We've talked about a lot on That's Hard Golf. What's some things we've talked about, babe?
I don't know.
Oh, now you and your feelings. What's some things we've talked about so far on this show?
Etiquette. How to set your tee time.
Setting those times, getting out there.
What to do.
What do you even do?
Wear.
What you wear.
How to play. How to score.
Okay.
Your clubs. Accessories. We talked about a lot.
I mean, what else is there to talk about?
I don't know. You tell me.
Man, it's a good thing that I run this show and I'm keeping the topics coming in. So actually, now that we've done everything, right? Like we've talked about essentially everything you need to do to go play. You might go play and you may say, wow, I'm not good. I am not good. This game is hard and I want to get better, but I'm just not exactly sure how to get better. So I kind of wanted to talk about just those steps of, where to start. Like, how do I learn more about how to just be a better golfer overall? I don't want to go too in depth, but I just want to kind of give my thoughts. And for you personally, as you've been delving into this game of golf, I kind of want you to just talk about your experience. And, of course, you've given your tip to everybody to say, hey, get a lesson. But other than get a lesson, like, what are just some good practice tips or, everything outside of formal instruction from a golf professional, which I'm always going to advise, go get formal instruction. But if you're not wanting to go that route, what's a good route for you to start?
Probably to watch some videos online. There's tons and tons of options, TikToks, YouTube videos, of what to do, how to swing, where to hit the ball on the club to get what you're going for. Mm-hmm. So probably to watch a couple of videos and make some notes about what they're doing, so that way you can practice it when you go to the range. I would say that you would have to go to the range.
Have to go to the range. How often would you say somebody needs to go to the range to get better?
Depends on how much time you have that you can allot to that, but let's say twice a week.
Twice a week?
Yeah. Once a week, twice a week.
Yeah, I think once a week is a little bit more reasonable. Like I'm with you that twice a week would be helpful.
Well, I think that people would play on the weekend. So I
Mm.
think people might play once a week. You go practice twice a week, and then you can do that. Is 3 days out of the week too much to put toward golf?
To me, that's like I mean, if you go into the golf course 3 days a week, you are fully committed to the game. That's what I would say.
Are we not talking about people that are fully committed that
No,
want to
we
get
talking
better?
about people who just got into it and
You're a
just
beginner, but you want to get better. You're a
all
beginner,
right.
but you want to get
So
better, but you
Brittany
don't want to
hard
get a
on y'all.
lesson.
Brittany hard on y'all. She wants y'all to go to the golf course 3 days a week.
I'm gonna do what I say, not what I do, person. Because I'm not going to the range. I'm not.
Yeah,
going
that's
to the
that's what
golf
I'm
course 3
saying.
times a
Like
week.
so
I'm not the average person, though.
no, you are. That's I don't think you understand it. You are the average person.
No,
You are
people that pick it up and they don't really want to go get a lesson, because you got to think, like, yes, that lesson was super impactful for me. Did I pay for it? No, you paid for it. Like, I mean, I guess we paid for
I'm
it,
about
but
to say,
I
like,
didn't
hold
set
on
that
now.
up. You set that up.
I did.
I wouldn't.
I did set it up. Yeah.
I wasn't seeking that. So I'm different. If you're someone that's truly interested, you're like, dang, that was really hard. I don't want to do that again. I want to make sure I get better. Then yeah, I think twice a
Yes,
week is reasonable.
I mean, I hear you, but first of all, golf is expensive. That's number one. And that lesson that we found for you was probably one of the cheaper lessons that I have found. And just for the record, that was like around $65, $70 for the hour. And I don't in 2024, I don't see lessons much cheaper than that. Second of all, I'm just not anticipating the average person to commit 2 days of practice a week and going to play once a week. Now, if you're doing that, obviously that's great. Like you're showing some true commitment to the game. I just think that's a little excessive. Personally, once a week. Like if you're interested in getting better, going to practice once a week, I think is sufficient. If you go practice once a week and go play once a week, so you're at the course twice a week, I think that's fine. Anything over that, I think is even better. But I would only advise, minimum once a week. I wouldn't say like minimum twice a week for practice.
Okay.
I mean, how you feel about that?
I said what I said. You
Okay,
said what
well,
you said.
I just wanted to get your thoughts, but I mean, hey, you're a little direct today.
Once a week is fine. I'm not going
No,
once
twice
a week.
a week. But no, other than getting a lesson, I was actually just at the range recently with my good friend Randy. He hadn't played in a while, so we went to the range before we played, just to kind of warm up. And one thing that I shared with him that I like to share with everybody in terms of when you're first starting to learn the game, and I've even shared this with you, is, I think a good method is to start at the green and then move outward. And this is not like some unique method. This is something a lot of people talk about. And by that, I mean, when you're first starting to learn the game, I would just suggest going to the putting green. Like go to the putting green and just get your putter and start putting, maybe find some putting drills if you want, or, a quick drill is just, put some balls down 3 feet away from the hole, like short putts, and make a goal to like, hey, I want to make three footers in a row. Like, and keep practicing until you get comfortable. Then once you do that, you can move out to 6 feet, 9 feet, things like that. But just get comfortable putting. Get comfortable holding your putter, finding a comfortable putter grip. Because there's a lot of different ways. You could do your research there. So going back to what you just said, the YouTube, the TikTok, do your research there. Or you could just do what's comfortable. And what can help you, keep the putter face as still as possible, to kind of produce a consistent stroke with your putter. But I would just say starting around the green, putting and chipping, if you want to do a little bit more. So go ahead and chip. Learn the different ways that the different clubs you can use to chip. Some people use exclusively one club. Some people use a multitude of clubs. Sand wedge, pitching wedge. Did the camera pick him up?
No, I heard him.
Oh, sand wedge, pitching wedge, like a lot of different ways that manipulate the ball different. But I say start there just to get comfortable with contact, making contact with the ball. Because everybody I bring to the range for the first time, the one thing I immediately do is, bet a money that, hey, I'm going to give you 3 swings. You're not even going to hit the ball. And 50% of the time I win that bet because people are just not even used to making contact with the ball. So get comfortable putting. It's hard to miss contact when you're putting. So that's number one. Like you will be making contact with the ball. Then go chip. Where it's a little bit, you can miss the ball, of course, but you'll probably be hitting the ball a little bit more consistently and also just getting comfortable with making contact with the ball, understanding how the club interacts with the ground. And then from there, you can start back and go to the actual range, hit your wedges, irons, and then, of course, the big boy, the driver. And that's how I started. That's when I actually worked with a coach as a teenager. We started on the putting green, and I did nothing but putting and chipping. We actually never even I never got like a driver lesson. Like we never even made it that far because I was still working on short game and 100-yard shots, 120-yard shots. I was long gone and to college before we could even get to anything else. So, but I think if you play with me, I think that shows. Like I think that shows that with short game, I'm a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more consistent on that front as opposed to any type of long iron or driver. Even though the driver is pretty hot right now, but that's the first time in my career. But that would be my suggestion. Go to the putting green, to the chipping onto, the putting, or they have a chipping green, go to the chipping green, things like that. And I think recently we took you out and we spent some time with putting and chipping. And I think personally you've become a better putter and a decent chipper. We got to do some more work.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
But you definitely have become a better putter. And to me, that's one of the hardest things for me, like to try to work with people or coach on, because it's just feel like I can't explain to you not to hit the ball too hard.
I don't know about that, because when we went with Kendall, I was scared. So
I mean, sure. But once again, I don't feel like you're playing enough to even establish what you need to
sure
be a great putter. But those would be my suggestions. I really don't have much more. I would just start there. Of course, I would say go get a lesson, but just start there and, work your way back out. And don't be in a rush to just be some great golfer. I promise you, if you become a great putter and chipper, I mean, you're just halfway there. Like you're halfway. I know it's not glamorous. It ain't as glamorous as hitting those big drives or hitting these great iron shots. But whenever I see somebody with some great short game, that's how I know that like they can play the game. Because anybody could get lucky with a great drive or a great iron. But when I actually see a great chipping form or a great putting stroke, I'm like, okay, this person know what they're doing. So maybe that'll be you one day.
We'll see.
Maybe you'll know what you're doing one day.
We'll see. I would have to go to the range to find out.
Well, we can go today.
Let's not say we did.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's it for new golfer.
Cool.
Marriage topic. I switched the order on you. We recently had a conversation. Somebody asked us, I don't know if you remember this. Somebody asked us, we were out and they asked us, like, was this a date night? For us, like, is this a date night?
Shout out.
And, shout out Taylor. Loyal watcher and listener of our show. But it kind of made me think of, and not only, of course, it was brought to my attention from that question, but I've also seen this where it's like when you're in a long-term relationship, what's considered a date night kind of adjust. Like, what's a date? And this could be kind of a semantics thing, but I'm kind of curious to know, like, at this point in our marriage or lifetime partnership, whatever you want to call it, like, what is considered date night? Because we kind of got in a little argument about this at the moment, because my opinion is if we're going out, that's a date. Like, and by going out, I don't mean like going to the grocery store, but if we like going out to eat in any capacity where we going to go sit down, if we are going to any place that is related to some sort of entertainment, this is a date and this is a date night. But I think you disagree with that. I was trying to get your thoughts on that.
So entertainment, sure, I give you that. But like
we were at a baseball game and you said this is not date night. And I'm like, huh?
Okay, I can see that's date night. But what I consider, what I envision date night is we planning something ahead of time, and we're like, this is what we're gonna do. We get dressed up, or we carve out time, and we're like, this is on the agenda today.
What's dressed up? Hold on, what's dressed up? Is this polo not dressed up? If I wear this polo, this ain't date night.
You wear that all the time. You wear golf clothes all the time.
That is my dress.
That is your dress. I don't consider some of the times that you've worn that dates. It just kind of depends. I don't consider when we went to get food last weekend, I don't consider that a date.
So we just go grab some food. We sit down, we grab food at a restaurant.
It just depends. It's like it's circumstantial to me, It's circumstantial.
I just want some details on them circumstances.
I do give you the baseball game. Outside of entertainment, let's talk about food.
Okay.
If we were to go to Aaliyah tonight,
Okay.
you wouldn't wear that.
Is a nice Italian restaurant for our listeners.
You wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't wear this.
I wouldn't wear this.
You wouldn't wear that because the people can't see your bottom half. So
I
you
mean,
wouldn't
bro,
wear
okay,
that.
bro. Like,
and I wouldn't wear this. And we would change clothes and we would go. We
I don't
would
have any pants on.
Some wine, and that could be a date night.
Okay.
That could be a date night.
Okay.
But like you coming home from golf saying, I'm hungry, let's go get food. I don't consider that a date night.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, like
No,
these are
reasonable.
the circumstances that surrounded that. And this is what I feel like we do a lot of times. Sometimes it is planned out, but
yeah.
You know, I'm not considering every time we go get food at a restaurant and sit down a date. Like we're being a married couple. Like we're doing married things. We're going to get food. But, you know, I don't know. A date is different.
I mean, I feel that. That kind of leads me to my next question, which is just kind of related, but unrelated to us because we're 5 years in it. And it's the age old question of what is a reasonable first date? What is I see this a lot on social media where, there's a lot of discrepancy about, the first date, right? You have a lot of women who say, hey, like, this is your opportunity to impress me. If the man is deciding where to take that woman for the first date. Well, you have a lot of men saying, well, I don't even know you. So this should be the opportunity just for me to get to know you, to know if I should do something impressive for you. Like maybe take you somewhere where the bill is a little bit more increased. So, I know that you are far away. I mean, I know that you're dating. So I just want to make this clear. I know you're out and you're dating. And like, I don't ask any questions. I just let you do what you want to do. But, I'm just asking, what is a reasonable first date for you? There's a guy who would like to take you out on a date. You say, hey, I'm in a lifetime partnership, but, I can do dates based on the agreement I have with my husband. Where would you like that man to take you on the first, or not where would you like him to take you? What's reasonable on the first date? Like what's reasonable?
I don't want to do something that can be locked in, like a time commitment. Because
so informal.
What if it, goes south? But something, meeting for a really short walk in the park or something.
A short walk.
A short walk.
Wow.
A short walk, or I'm good with going to get drinks. Drinks are always what I would suggest. Like, let's meet at a bar with other people around and we can kind of stay off to the side. It's easy access to leave. Hey, I'm so sorry, something came up, gotta go. Or I'm just not feeling it, gotta go. Good luck.
You would say that to a man?
I don't know what I would say.
I don't think you would be that mean.
I don't know. I feel like men are mean. So anyway, I think drinks would be good. A short walk, Starbucks, something like that. Dinner, I'm kind of okay with dinner, but then again, I feel like it's a time constraint thing. So maybe going back to drinks and apps, something really light.
For the first date.
Yeah.
How late could that be?
How late?
Yeah.
In the day? In the evening?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, I go to sleep early. So.
I mean, my thing is, he's like, hey, like, let's go for drinks. Like, can we go here like 9:30?
That's kind of late for me. Let's keep it at 6:30, 7 o'clock.
6:37.
Hell, you might even catch a happy hour at 6.
For drinks and apps. And that's all you go. And then, the night goes from there, I'm assuming.
Yes. At that point, you can determine, okay, we vibing or what? And, you can decide to dip or you can decide to stay. And then you can get dinner.
So you are definitely on the side of, hey, we just want to do something to kind of get to know each other. You're not looking for, like, this guy to impress you. Like, with this first date proposal.
I just think I'm very scared about if you're not going to connect with somebody. And then it just seems like wasted, forceful time. You kind of know in a little bit whether or not you're going to, at least you want to know more about somebody. But then when it comes down to it, I feel like you can't, it's scary in my mind to put yourself in that position and in that sort of commitment. Because dinner, an extravagant dinner at that, 5-course meals and whatnot, like that's going to be some time. And if you're not feeling it after, the apps, what you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do?
I mean, hell, you say, okay, good luck. Have a nice night.
I mean, no, first of all, I 100% agree on essentially everything you said. Like, I wouldn't even want to spend just commit too much time to something on the first date. I'm thinking coffee. Like, I'm just thinking, let's just go get some coffee. I like coffee. I get to see if she like coffee. I get to see what she order. Like, that low key kind of show me your maturity level.
Oh my God.
Don't front like it don't.
It don't. That woman could like tea.
Once again, even better. Like, if I say let's get coffee, she's like, I'm more of a tea person. That's telling me something about you.
So if you ask me for coffee and I say let's go get drinks instead, what you feeling?
What you think I'm feeling?
Oh my God.
What do you think I'm feeling?
Oh my God,
this
judgment.
Woman, I asked her for coffee. She talking about let's go get drinks.
The judgment.
I could already tell you not for me.
Would you go for a walk?
If I said, what do you want to do? And she said, we can go for a short walk in the park. I would think that's pretty unique. But yeah, I would go for that. I would think that's interesting though. Because when we going for this walk? I think that's the question. Like, is this like a lunch break type thing? Because like when do you go for a walk in the park as a date?
Saturday.
The Saturday. And how long is this walk? Like, I don't know. That's just
short.
Like, you got to think like this, like a short walk in the park on a Saturday. Like, hey, let's just meet up for 30 minutes and go walk in the park on a Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it, but I would be like,
get 2 miles in.
That's interesting. Yeah. And we won't be talking. We going to be strutting, trying to get 2 miles in. But no, I'm thinking coffee. That would just be my go-to. And, if I like her after that, then we'll go do an activity.
Yeah.
The next thing won't be dinner. We're going to go do an activity.
I feel like if you like them, dinner's fine to do the next time.
I mean, that's what y'all can do. Sure. But, I know who I'm looking for. But yeah, the coffee can reveal. That might reveal what I need to know.
The coffee's not going to reveal it.
No, it is.
Other than the fact she may have a caffeine dependency.
No, it depends on what she order. Like, if she just get like a regular, just standard coffee, that's good. If she get like some wild drink and make the barista like go ham, that's going to turn me off. I ain't even going to lie.
I just want the record to show that this man orders
that's
like mocha frappuccinos. And I'm just like, when I order a regular coffee, when I order a cold brew.
Yeah.
What's that tell you? When I order a cold brew with some simple syrup, but then I'm with a man that orders a mocha frappuccino with all sorts of stuff on the top. I mean, what we talking about? But he got the nerve to judge a woman based off of her order. Sexist.
I'm gonna let you get your stuff off for the show
because
I believe in the entertainment
directly
factor.
At the camera when I said
believe
that
in the entertainment factor, but
that's not entertainment.
If it's warm and I'm looking for a cool drink, I might get a mocha frap, bro. And don't talk about how I got all this stuff on. That's only when they got the cookie crumble junk, bro. That's only when they got that. You know that I am Mr. Mocha Latte. You know what I'm saying? So don't front on me.
Don't front on me.
And like, I don't drink a standard cup of coffee every morning.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to get the coffee. We're not going to the, we ain't doing none of that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We not doing none of that. I'm not spending no money. I barely want to spend it now.
$30, $50. $50 is too much for a date.
Nah, $50. That's about max for the first date.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, $50. Yeah. See, but it's a lot of talk. Like, it need to be more than that.
I just think it depends on,
like, if you can't drop, like 200 plus on the first date, you don't need to be dating. That's the type of stuff I'm seeing.
Okay, so I do think that
go ahead, get it off.
You this is gonna sound so bad.
No.
I think you gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play. You're gonna go out. I mean, you can find a lot of stuff to do that's cost effective and budget friendly and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people these days are expecting to do some stuff that is gonna cost some money, and you just need to be prepared for that. And I'm not saying drop a bag the first date. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I ain't doing it.
But,
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Later on down the line,
Yeah, later down the line. Yeah, money. Of course. I'm not saying never do that.
I'm talking date, 4, date 5.
Yeah. And by then, she better cover one of these dates. Because, I don't, you know how I feel about that.
I do know how you feel about that. God blessed you with me.
He did.
He did.
No, you just got to get him early.
He did that.
Where did we go on our first date?
It was wonderful. We went to the fair.
Yeah, time commitment.
And I paid for some stuff and you paid for some stuff.
Sure did. That's when I knew. I'm like, I like this girl. Wouldn't even let me pay for it all. Yep.
Well, you came and picked me up, so.
I did. Then I had to drive to where your mama was so I could meet her. She wasn't even at your house.
Yep.
Had to meet the whole family. So.
First date.
And look where we are now. Lifetime partnership.
There you go. Isn't that right, Dolph?
Well, that's it, man. If you're looking to go on a first date, AC suggests coffee. Brittany suggests a walk in the park on a Saturday for 30 minutes where you could possibly get 2 miles in. That's what she suggests. So, decide who you want to listen to. Decide who you want to listen to. Okay. Pro golf. So, last week, obviously, with hole 8 just being 3 holes with me and Jordan, we didn't get to actually touch on a few things. Actually just wanted to jump right into like the tournament that took place this past weekend, which was the RBC Canadian Open. A tournament that I think is gaining popularity. It's been a lot of great golfers playing in it, but it was won by Robert McIntyre. Pretty much, had a strong hold on the lead the entire final round and finished it out his first PGA win. First PGA Tour win. Your boy Rory did get a top 5, tied for 4th. So that was big for him. So that's exciting. That's really just preparing us for the Memorial Tournament that's coming up. So that's going to be in Ohio, I believe. So big names in that event. I think that's one of the signature events. So we should see pretty much all the ballers come back out and play. So we should see Scotty there as well. And while we're talking about Scotty, charges were dropped. Footage was released. Kind of an interesting thing because they were saying that the footage is going to come out, but they were like adamant that the charges wouldn't be dropped, the police department. But then it's like once all the angles came out, they eventually did drop the charges. While that cop did release a statement essentially saying, bro, like, I'm still standing by what I said. Like, I was dragged. My pants got messed up. But, me and Scotty going to put this behind us and we going to keep it moving. And some people felt like that was a little just wild for the cop to just even say that, especially after we saw the video where, personally, I didn't see no cop getting dragged. Maybe the angle just wasn't good enough. Did you see the video though?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen it. So personally, I didn't see that. They did release the clip of Scotty talking to the police.
Squad car.
As I was pulling in, my window was down, and the officer told me to stop. And first of all, I did not know that he was a police officer. I thought he was one of the security guards that was mistaken. And as I was pulling by him, he grabbed my arm.
Stop right there. Why does it matter if he's a security guard or a police officer?
Because
if somebody's telling you to stop.
Yes, you're right. I should have stopped. I did get a little bit impatient because I'm quite late for my tea time. And as he was reaching in the car, he grabbed my shoulder and hit me. Like
Trying to get you to stop, right?
Yes.
Outside Wednesday's court hearing, Scheffler's attorney said his client was the victim and was critical over what he saw in the video.
They are trying to get him to confess to something that he didn't do. And the video evidence shows he didn't do it. That's why you don't talk to the police.
In a statement to Wave TV in Louisville, Detective Gillis weighed in late Wednesday, writing, Mr. Scheffler and I both agree that there will be no ill will over this going forward.
Afterwards, where essentially, they was like, bro, like if somebody tell you to stop, you need to stop. Like, you don't need to keep going. And Scotty was essentially like admitting like, yes, I didn't stop. I didn't know he was the police. And they were like, dude, he had on the yellow jacket. Like, how could you not know he the police? And even if he wasn't the police, he clearly somebody who directing traffic, so you need to stop for him, things like that. And of course, Scotty lawyer was like, bro, like they were leading him. Like they were kind of coercing him into saying some of the things that he said. So take all that with a grain of salt. That did kind of remind me, like, bro, just don't even talk to the police. Like, even when you think it's just a regular conversation, just don't even do it. Like, especially if you in the back of a cop car, like at this point, bro, like just wait on your lawyer.
It's a pro tip.
Yeah, like, come on. That's hard official tip. Do not talk to the police, especially if you've been arrested and they got the cuffs on you. So yeah, those charges were dropped. So, Scotty's back. Not like he wasn't going to be back, but he'll be back next week at the Memorial. Of course, the U.S. Open is not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend we will be there. I've kind of been doing some research. PGA is a little strict on like, maybe some of the things you can film and cover, but I'll guarantee, all of our watchers will try to get as much coverage as we can, at least some coverage on the experience of attending a tournament, so a lot of people may, even a lot of people who play golf have not attended an actual PGA event. So I think it's pretty cool that we'll get to go to not only just a PGA event, but the US Open, the third major of the year. So we can definitely just kind of give some thoughts on going to a tournament, maybe give some of our tips for people who are thinking about going to a tournament, especially a major tournament. We've actually been to at least one. Me and you, I've been to a couple. But, I have some thoughts, but I'll kind of share that on that video for some tips on that. So, yeah, really looking forward to that and looking forward to the Memorial Tournament this upcoming weekend. So we'll see who takes that. I don't really have a pick. I know who your pick is, but I don't really have a pick. And I'm thinking about, maybe on the back nine, I'm thinking about possibly creating like another short form version of a show where we dive a little bit deeper into the upcoming pro tournament and dive a little bit deeper into the stats on, who's a good chance to win and, some of those odds we've been discussing. So I like to work that out, with some resources that I have. I think the people may enjoy that. That may not be for new golfers, right? But for like betting degenerates.
Like yourself.
I would say I'm kind of like in the middle, I'm not degenerate level,
betting degenerate.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But I know a few that might be interested in assisting with that. So yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to make mention of that we didn't get to touch on last week, I wanted to just send, just some prayers and thoughts for the family of Grayson Murray. Grayson Murray is a PGA Tour player, 30 years old, who actually passed away recently. And he was a 2-time winner on the tour. But, he took his own life. And, I know that he had been pretty public on some of the battles that he was facing, whether it be like from a mental health perspective. I think, he may have been dealing with even like, like some alcohol or, kind of issues like that. And he was pretty vocal about it. But like I mentioned, he did, recently pass away at the age of 30. So that was like extremely sad, but I think it's more so of just a highlight of the fact that, it's a lot of people that's going through things like regardless of kind of where they are in life. And another thing that kind of made me think about this was Lexi Thompson, who is an LPGA player who has been on the LPGA for a while, but she said that she's going to retire at the end of this year. Strictly kind of citing like, bro, like it's just, it's a lot, like just stress, like the stress of the grind. And, I think she's 29, so very young, but been a professional since she was like 16, 17 years old, but retiring. And, even as she spoke on it, she got emotional, and I think, I kind of think some of these things are tied in. You have a lot of golfers who just talk about the stress of what they're going through. Because it is a grind. You got the people who are ballers who just, they decide when they want to play and the money's not an issue. But you got so many players who, their livelihood is on the line every week. They're bouncing back and forth between the PGA, the Korn Ferry, just trying to grind to, keep their PGA Tour card and provide for their families, And then, of course, not only do you got that, but you got the other rigors of life. So I definitely wanted to just give a shout out to his family because, I know that they released some statements and I can just imagine the kind of pain they're in. And, you personally, and as well as other people around me who I've spoken to know that just that specifically has been on my heart, the idea of somebody taking their life and, you obviously got a lot of people around them trying to support them and do the best that they can, but ultimately, we all got these internal battles that we're fighting. So it's just really sad. It's just really sad, and I definitely wanted to just bring some attention to that. So rest in peace, to Grayson Murray, and once again, thoughts and prayers for his family, officially from That's Hard Golf. So that's really all I had. That's really all I have for the pro golfer, and that's all we have for our episode today. So thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is the Front Nine. Congrats to us, man. Congrats to us. I wish I had like some champagne or something But we have completed the front 9. Like I mentioned, we are going to take a little break. I'm thinking it may be a 2-week break. Not to say you won't get no content in that time, but maybe not a full episode for those 2 weeks. But I appreciate everybody locking in, man. We'll be back for the back 9, even better than ever, going from hole 10 to hole 18 to complete round 1 of That's Our Golf. Dolph, are you going to jump up there so the people can see you?
Jump up. There he is.
I don't think Dolph has made an appearance since
hole 1.
Hole 1,
hole
2.
1. Say
of course,
hi, buddy.
you get to see Dolph, the real Dolph, and then
the head cover.
The head cover Dolph
Yeah.
back here.
All right.
So shout out to Dolph, man, hanging in there week by week, man. But that's it, man. It's been your boy AC.
And Britt.
Peace.